There's a big issue with public health when we're talking about antibiotics. We've learned that when antibiotics are used inappropriately, that it increases antimicrobial resistance. In fact, the CDC stated that last year, 2.8 million infections in the United States were resistant to antibiotics. And unfortunately, 35,000 people lost their lives because they had these infections that weren't responsive to antibiotics. But we now know that a big focus should be in the urgent care centers. There was a study that showed that 7 in 10 people ask for antibiotics in the urgent care center, which is not what we want to have happen, especially during the cold and flu season. So the common question is, why don't antibiotics work in the cold and flu season? Because they are viruses. See, antibiotics only work with bacteria because antibiotics attach to the cell wall. Viruses do not have a cell wall, so there's no function for an antibiotic in this case. That's why it was so important for me to partner not only with urgent care centers, but also primary care centers along with Mucinex to make sure we have this campaign called Flip the Script so that we all can think of other things over the counter such as Mucinex, which really can make a difference as far as when we're dealing with cough and cold and flu symptoms this time of year. The good thing is we can effectively manage cold and flu symptoms, but we have to, number one, be educated to understand that antibiotics don't really have a place here when we're talking about viruses. And number two, making sure that you have a good relationship with your doctor. It's important because all of us are different. Your doctor needs to see you to rule in and rule out things and instead consider things over the counter that make a difference this time of year, such as Mucinex, to help not only with the cough and the congestion, but also improve those symptoms that make it so challenging during this time, and to not have to worry about contributing to antibiotic resistance. There's a lot of wonderful information on the campaign that we're talking about at mucinexfight.com.